Our audit has been complete, and tonight we have John Frank, who's our audit partner at Dixon Hughes Goodman, and he will present the results of the audit. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Mayor and members of council. Appreciate you allowing me to come by this evening to give a brief overview of the recently completed audit for fiscal 2021. Each of you should have received a copy of the audited financial statements prior to tonight's meeting, as well as a one-page high-level executive summary of the financial results for the year. As a result of our audit, we issued a unmodified or clean audit report. We did not identify any material weaknesses or findings over internal controls. And again, this year, the town received the Certificate of Achievement for Excellence in Financial Reporting. And that's an award the town has earned many years in a row now, something you should all be very proud of. So in the interest of time, I would please ask you to direct your attention to the one-page executive summary. And I'm just going to point out a few highlights from that and be glad to answer any questions that you might have. You can see this is organized by sections. The first is Roman numeral 1, which shows the town's cash and investment balances at the end of fiscal 2021 compared to fiscal 2020. As you can see, cash and investments are up over $1.1 million for the year. In the general fund and the governmental funds, this cash balance is up primarily due to the receipt of reimbursements from the Department of Transportation related to the sidewalk capital projects. Water and sewer fund cash is actually down somewhat this year by about $883,000, and this is primarily attributable to some large payments that were made to the City of High Point for the East Side wastewater treatment plant and repairs and improvements to the Riverdale pump station. If you could take a look at Roman numeral 2, we've shown available fund balance in the town's general fund. It's calculated by the Department of State Treasurer's formula. This represents the portion of fund balance that is legally available for appropriations. Available fund balance is up this year by a little over $1 million. And then in Roman numeral 3, we've shown remaining fund balance after restrictions and the town's fund balance policy, which is also up this year. Went from a deficit actually last year of $797,000 to a positive $372,000 this year. And under Roman numeral 4, we've just shown a summary of general fund revenues for the year compared to 2020. Overall revenues were up $442,000 this year. Most recurring revenue categories were up this year. Sales tax revenues were up due to continued sales tax receipts as part of the rebounding economy. And property taxes, which are your largest source of revenues, were also up this year due to increasing development and valuations of property within the town. Services and fees revenue was up due to a couple of items, namely increases in revenues at the golf course, increases in cell tower fees, and in planning fees. And then under Roman numeral 5, we summarize general fund expenditures between 2020 and 2021. And as you can see, expenditures were up this year by about $1 million. General government expenditures were up about $218,000 because of increased street resurfacing expenses. Recreation expenses were up, again, due to more activity at the golf course. And transfers out are up due to a transfer that was made this year from the general fund to the Recreation Maintenance Facility Capital Project Fund in anticipation of that project in the future. Then in Roman numeral 6, we've shown the percentage of available fund balance to expenditures. That percentage for fiscal 21 was 66%, which represents an improvement over the prior year compared to the state average for municipalities your size. That's about 11 percentage points below the state average, but well above the recommended minimum of 8%. Then under Roman numeral 7, we've just shown the results for the water and sewer fund. The change in net position was amounted to $316,000 this year. which is less than the prior year increase. However, in the current year, there were increased expenditures, as I previously mentioned, related to the East Side Wastewater Treatment Plant and the Riverdale Pump Station, but you still had a positive increase. And then lastly, under Roman numerals 8 and 9, we've just shown some stats regarding the town's property tax collections. As you can see, virtually 100% of your taxes were collected this year, and the outstanding balance at the end of the fiscal year was very low. So those were the only high-level comments I would like to make, and like I said, I'd be glad to answer any questions that you might have.
Council, do you have any questions?
I do not.
I don't.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you for your time.
Thank you, sir.
Matthew, would you speak to us about rescheduling the January 18th meeting?
Good evening, Mayor and Council. A request has been made to change our regularly scheduled meeting date from Tuesday, January 18th to the following Tuesday, which is January 25th, 2022, due to a couple of scheduling conflicts. Do you have any questions?
No, I would make a motion to approve the meeting change to January 25th of 2022. I guess that's here at 6 o'clock in the Civic Center.
Yes, ma'am.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you. And Matthew, if you'd like to continue with the public hearing request.
Yes, so our first public hearing was for land development updates. And as you recall, this was continued from the previous meeting. We're still under review on this document. Therefore, the staff would respectfully request that the council continue this public hearing without further advertisement until the January 25th, 2022 regular meeting. It is a public hearing. It's still open. It's up to council if they'd like to entertain comments on that at this time.
Okay. At this time, council, before we continue it, I'd like to see if there's anyone in the audience who would like to speak either for or against the land development ordinance. Understand that no action will be taken this evening, but if you are here to speak, we welcome you at this time. Seeing,
We got a hand up in the back.
yes, please come to the podium, state your name and your address.
Take off my mask.
Okay.
I'm not a public speaker. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Dale Jacks. My husband Gary and I are here tonight from Fox Hollow, 5604 West Lock Court. It's just a simple question. We didn't attend the last one, so my question is, for my benefit and anybody else who didn't attend last month's, could you just quickly outline what this, is that the right word? The dimensions, what is the outline of this land that you're talking about?
Okay,
Just for my benefit, because I didn't come last week, and anybody else who isn't here.
this public hearing that we're in right now is for our land development ordinance, and that encompasses all of Jamestown.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
I'm sorry, I didn't
No
understand.
problem. And if
Nope,
you would
didn't
like-
understand. That's why I needed the clarification. Thank you.
that's okay.
That's
But if
okay.
you'd like to contact staff, they can help you anytime during the week.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
Madam Mayor, there's a Ryan, is it Moots?
No, that was just sign it up.
Okay.
Sign it in.
Did you want public comment then?
No, thank you.
Okay.
Seeing no further comments, council, do I have a motion to continue?
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you. Matthew?
Yes, so the next item on the agenda is a consideration of a continuation of our annexation request from D.R. Horton that we did open at the November 16th regular meeting, and as it was discussed at that meeting, the matter was not ready for discussion, and therefore the staff respectfully requests that the town council continue this without further public advertisement until the January 25th, 22 regular meeting. That would be in this room at 6 o'clock. I understand that there has been some information that has been sent out to members of the Fox Hollow community that they're up for annexation, and that is not accurate. I'm going to set a bunch of my business cards to the back. If anybody has any questions about that issue, be glad to talk to them after the meeting or after the holidays.
Yeah, you might make sure Ms. Jacks gets a
Yes,
business card.
she's still with us.
Yeah, she's still here, yeah.
I'll make sure of that.
Okay.
Thank you, Matthew.
It is still a public hearing and at your discretion.
Okay. Again, I'm going to open or continue the hearing. For anyone who's in the audience who would like to speak about the annexation, keeping in mind that Mr. Johnson just stated Fox Hollow is not in part of this annexation. If anyone would like to speak, please come to the podium, state your name and your address.
Bo-Katana. And just a simple question.
Okay.
As the Fox Hollow neighborhood comes up for annexation possibly, I wouldn't mind offering that you think about it versus High Point or Greensboro. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Anyone else like to speak? Council, do I have a motion to continue?
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you. And Matthew, now we have scheduling a public hearing.
Sure. A petition for rezoning has been received and reviewed by the planning board. And the staff recommends that the council set a public hearing date for the January 25th, 2022 regular meeting for the consideration of the rezoning of the parcels located at 2221 Guilford College Road, 5300 Mackey Road, 2207 Guilford College Road, and 5303 Mackey Road from agricultural to planned unit development, as well as a development agreement as was amended in the agenda by Councilmember Wolf earlier. If there are any questions, I'm happy to answer them now.
Do you need those as two separate motions to
I
set?
think, just for clarity, that would be fantastic. I would appreciate that.
Okay.
Do you have a motion?
Well, I would make a motion then to set the public hearing date for consideration of the rezoning request from D.R. Horton for properties 2021 Guilford College Road, 5300 Mackey Road, 2207 Guilford College Road, and 5303 Mackey Road from agricultural to planned unit development at 6 o'clock here in the Civic Center, and that would be the January 25th, 2022 meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you.
And then I guess further make that motion to set a public hearing date for the consideration of a development agreement at the same time. That would be 6 o'clock here in the Civic Center on the January 25th, 2022 meeting. Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Matthew.
Thanks, Matt.
Jim, would you like to speak to us about unsealing the closed session minutes?
Mayor, council, it's good to be here. Good evening. Obviously, I'm not Beth Koontz, but I do play her on TV on occasion. I have spoken with her regarding the closed session minutes for 2021, and I believe she has spoken with the town manager, Dave, as well. Since these all deal with either personnel or attorney-client privilege, it is the town attorney's recommendation that they remain sealed. No action is required. You don't need to take action to keep them sealed. So that's the town attorney's recommendation.
Okay, thank you.
Jim, any questions for Jim?
Any questions?
No. Agreed.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Dave?
Good evening. The prerequisite to serving as mayor and town council is being elected. And I'm glad to report that all 5 of you have been reelected. You're still serving again, and it is my distinct honor to introduce a fellow Jamestown native, Mr. Chief Justice Paul Martin Newby, and he's the 30th Chief Justice of the Supreme Court of North Carolina. Chief Justice Newby first was elected to the Supreme Court as Associate Justice in 2004 and was elevated to the highest judicial office in North Carolina in the 2020 election. As Chief Justice, he is head of the judicial branch, a co-equal branch of state government with the legislative and executive branches. He is entrusted with leading the judicial branch and its more than 6,000 elected officials and employees. The mission of the judicial branch is to provide open courts for the administration of justice without favor, denial, or delay. And tonight, Mr. Chief Justice Newby will administer the oath of office to Mayor Montgomery and Town Council. Let's give a warm Jamestown welcome to Mr. Chief Justice Newby.
Thank you. Madam Mayor and your council folks, if you come up and your family members. I'll have your Bibles. Let me begin by saying what a privilege it is for me to be known. I am Paul Newby. I was raised here. I was born in Randolph County, but in 1958, our parents, my brother Parks is right there, he's with us, my wife Megan, my sister-in-law Frances. But in 1958, my family moved to Jamestown. Mom would become a school teacher at Jamestown Elementary, and then would start the art department at Jamestown Junior High School. My dad worked in printing, primarily at Hall Printing Company in High Point. And as I get to be an older person, I reflect on growing up here, and it could not have been any better place. My brother and I plugged in very early to the Cub Scouts. And my mother was a den leader. As I was walking the neighborhood today to look at the homes of so many dear friends that were people of character who have gone on to do great things because of the roots that they developed here in Jamestown. And I want to applaud y'all for keeping this community a wonderful, friendly, hometown place. I did hear the comment about, well, it could be Greensboro or High Point. It's been that way for a long time. When I was in high school, I'm not sure Jamestown had a town council. We had the mayor. But I know for me to serve as a high school student, I had to go to high school to go and serve. But what a great community this is. And again, what a treat it is for me to have the opportunity to administer this oath. I get to go all over the state doing this. What a treat to get to come home with hometown folks. My mother will be 98 in March. Sends her greetings. She wishes that she could be here. Certainly all the Newby family is blessed by this community. So why an oath? We've been doing oaths since 1776 with our first state constitution. And actually, oaths go all the way back to Alfred the Great, the King of England, away. They go even back beyond that to biblical times. It brings solemnity. It underscores the importance of undertaking that you have. To put aside your own self-interest and say, I will do what is right and just and fair for the citizens of my community. It is, as our statutes say, 11-1 and the oath statutes, they say it's before all the people, but they also say it's before Almighty God. That we will, as a public servant, as you are public servants, that we will always put the well-being of others ahead of ourselves. I love the idea of integrity first and service before self and excellence in all that you do. I know y'all bring that to your endeavors in this part-time role, and I say that jokingly because I know y'all work so hard. And I also know that when my court makes a decision, it'll be months before something comes out. When y'all make a decision, before you get to your car yourself, so why didn't you sign up for it? Not quite sure. Too late to back out now. So all that being said, if you will place your left hands on the Bible and raise your right hand, and the way we're going to start this is I'm going to start out with you, and I'm going to look at Madam Mayor, let her go first, let her state her name and her office, and then I'm going to start here on the end with John. You don't mind going first? That's going to be okay. Your name and your office, and we'll just go around that way. And then I will read all the way through the oath, and at the end, I will stop reading, I'll look at you pretty hard, and you respond with I do or I do so. Okay? All right, here we go. Do you?
For Montgomery, Mayor of the Town of Jamestown.
John Case, Councilman, Town of Jamestown.
Martha Stafford Wolf, Councilwoman.
Lawrence Strong, Council, Jamestown.
Rebecca Mann Rayborn, Councilwoman, Town of Jamestown.
Do each of you solemnly swear that you'll support the Constitution of the United States, and do you solemnly and sincerely swear that you'll be faithful and bear true allegiance to the state of North Carolina, to the constitutional powers and authorities which are or may be established for the government thereof, and that you'll endeavor to support, maintain, and defend the Constitution of the United States to the best of your knowledge and ability? And do you solemnly swear that you will well and truly execute the duties of the aforesaid offices of the town of Jamestown, North Carolina, so help you God?
I do so help me God.
Congratulations and welcome. You want paperwork signed now?
Yes, thank you, sir.
We're not done, we got paperwork.
I do, yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thanks, Paul, I appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Okay, Council, now that we're all back in office, I'd like to ask for nominations for the Mayor Pro Tem for the next term.
I would like to move that we approve Martha Stafford Wolf for Mayor Pro Tem.
Second. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you.
Thank you,
Welcome,
thank you
Mayor
very
Pro Tem.
much, appreciate it.
Dave, would you discuss the retreat with us?
First, I'd like to pledge the support of your town manager and your staff for the successful completion of all outcomes, goals, and strategies that we have adopted. And I'm proud to be serving with you, and so is the staff and employees of our town.
Thank you.
You have in front of you the retreat and budget CIP calendar for fiscal year 2022-2023. and we are going to hit the road fast Friday, January the 21st, from 9 until maybe noon or a little thereafter. One of the most important things that we'll be doing is reviewing our strategic plan. And in July of this year, we set some outcomes and goals. And as promised, your staff is going to give you a report on what we have done to accomplish those and where we are, and give you a chance to evaluate the effectiveness of your staff on the things that you adopted in July. And we promise to do that twice a year, at least twice a year, though we talk about these items a good bit more. We have some special guests that are going to be with us. Certainly, Hazen and Sawyer are going to be there to talk about the Wastewater Study. We're talking about some growth and development in the community. We have taken a look at water capacity and sewer capacity, and we have a report on how we might be able to handle that. We also have a report on the town hall expansion or some renovation projects that we want to share with the board. And we also are going to talk about our pride and joy, our golf course. And we're going to talk about taking a look at the last 5 years in terms of income, expenditures, capital, net income, playing, and talk about our golf course as an outstanding amenity for our community. And as soon as we are able to get our plans approved through Guilford County, the recreation and maintenance facility that we talked about last year will be ready for bid and to go. They are really backed up in Guilford County, and we will be waiting for the approval of those plans. And probably in February or March, we also we'll have the results of a sanitation and recycling study and some recommendations. So a lot of the items that we worked on will be there. You see the other items. We're already at the first of the year going to start the budgeting process, preparing capital budget, personnel needs, say for the next 7 to 10 years, and recommendations back to the board. And so I just wanted to highlight those items. And these are items that were assigned to us by you earlier, and I think we are ready for a report to the board for discussion and review. And we appreciate your support. You're talking about the service, at least to the public. I want to share that nobody here receives any money. We don't have a line item for salary for mayor and council. They serve at their own expense, and we're one of the few communities in the state that does that. But I certainly think that a small token would be in order, but our board has said no. We are servant leaders, we are public servants, and we are here to serve, and we could not twist their arm to consider a small token for their service. And we certainly appreciate them, and I'm sure the citizens of our community do. And we just say, and it's my firm belief and declaration that 2022 will be the best year that we've ever had. Mm-hmm. And we appreciate your support on behalf of the staff that helps us to get things done. We have a lot of encouragement, occasionally correction, but we have encouragement, and we're all working together to accomplish the things that you have set forth in the community.
Just keep those lunches coming on those long meeting days.
We have gotten past bread and water, but we work them hard, and so it'd probably be in order for the mayor and the board to approve the retreat and budget CIP calendar for fiscal year 2022-23.
Do I have a motion to approve, Council?
Mayor, if I may make one comment. March the 18th, I will not be present. I will be out of town.
Okay. When are you
I-
leaving?
I'm not requesting a change, I'm just saying I'm not going to be
Okay. When will you be leaving?
16th.
Okay. Would you want us to change that date?
That's y'all's call.
Thoughts?
I have no problem with changing the date.
Change it to the 15th? Would that work for you?
15th is,
It's
isn't
a
that
Tuesday.
that's a meeting,
That's our,
it's a council meeting, isn't it? No, no, no,
that
no.
night, but this is 9 to 3.
This is 9 to 3.
It's
Same day.
fine with me, I'm just saying, the 18th I won't be here.
Works for me.
How about,
Dave?
Dave, does that?
Could we amend that? Amend that budget workshop from Friday, March 18th to Tuesday, March 15th.
15th.
One time.
Got it. You know me, I can't hear. What?
So I have a motion. Did I get a second on that?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you. And Judy, do you have a resolution for us?
Mayor and council. All checks and drafts on an official depository shall be signed by the finance officer or a properly designated deputy finance officer and countersigned by another official of the local government or public authority designated for this purpose by the governing body per North Carolina statute number 159-25. So we are requesting tonight that Faith, who is the newest member of our accounting team, to be appointed as a deputy finance officer for the town of Jamestown for the purpose of performing pre-audits and also to have authority as a signer on the disbursements for the town. Sometimes it's difficult for us to get two people in the office at the same time to sign. We sign the check. So I would request that you approve the resolution as presented.
Motion to adopt the resolution appointing Faith Wilson as Deputy Finance Officer for pre-auditing and authorizing Faith Wilson as a signer on the disbursement of the town.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you.
And welcome.
Congratulations.
Dave, do you have some things to add to your manager's report?
Mayor, I just have one thing. I did want to say that Phil Mickles had a reception on December 10th, 2021, and after 20 years of service, he has retired. He is not at work, and December 31st would be his last official day, but he has made a major contribution to our town in the water and wastewater area. And he was an ORC, or he, for our system, and made a major contribution. And I just wanted to let you know, nearly all of you attended his reception, and we will miss him. And we wish him well and pray God's blessings on him and his family. And he will be missed. Thank you.
Just hope he left his notebook of where everything is underground.
Yeah. I know, that's why I said a lot of knowledge walked out the door.
We do have his phone number.
Dave, I just have one question. On the recreation maintenance building, that the plans are with Guilford County, we don't have any idea when they may be approved? Because we've had them there since October.
Well, that's true, and we do not have, they are working on them. They give us positive reports. They have a huge backlog of major things, and we're in the pile, and I remain optimistic, but nothing has happened yet.
Okay.
Mayor Pro Tem.
Thank you. Well,
Thank you. Council members, do we have reports from any committees?
No, ma'am.
no, TAC does not have a meeting this month, and it was early last month, so I gave October, November last month, so
Okay.
I don't have anything.
Nancy, do we have anyone signed up for the public comment period? Thank you. Any other business, council?
No, ma'am.
No? Okay. We have a motion to go into closed session.
Motion to go into closed session.
And that's for personnel matter?
Continue to discuss personnel
To
matters.
continue to discuss personnel matter.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
go back into open session.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
And I would make a motion to approve the agreement for employment as part-time town manager for Dave Treem.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.